Wait a second. We can't be growing or dying.
I don't think it's an alternative.
Really?
John Maxwell wrote a book, We Either Live or We Learn.
I like that.
And it has the word fail in it somewhere, and he crossed it out and put learn, because most people either succeed or they fail or some version of it. And I believe it's called either we live or we learn. And you're either moving forward or you're retracting. There really is no status quo, because everything around us is changing at all times. The market's changing at all times. Either you're keeping up or keeping ahead of it, or you're falling behind it really, really quickly.
John Maxwell, right? Side note, written over 100 books on leadership last 50 years. Is that an author that you've done some study on?
Done some study on, and John's been extraordinarily kind to Keller Williams. Did the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership along with Keller Williams. And there's an audio version of that where he interviewed top people through the company and talked about each one of those laws. And
I didn't know that.
To talk about.
So where can we find that?
You could find that on Audible, I'm sure.
Where's our commission right now?
You can find that from John. I'm sure you can find it from John Maxwell's website. Really, though, a cool interview, because it's great to talk about laws. It's great to talk about concepts. When you tie them to a person that you can go then call. I can't call John Maxwell right now.
He's hard to get.
He's going to take my call at this moment.
A couple grand a minute.
Exactly. And some of the individuals that he interviewed, I know, I have a personal relationship with, and to hear their story, I know John finishes with legacy, and to hear the story of legacy along the way, I mean, it's amazing to watch concepts in practice.
Of course.
And because John's lived such a life to get here, I had the opportunity to hear him speak more than once, and he said, everybody wants what he has, and they come up to him, John, I want to do what you do. And his question to them is, are you willing to do what I did to get here?
I love that.
And it's so insightful, and he's purposeful in that conversation of, it isn't about here. I got here as a result of all these other things. It is a journey, and you never get there.
He's the best guy to talk about of this video, because he is an individual that dedicated his life to learning and growing and sharing that growth.
Absolutely.
I didn't know if you even knew this. I'm certified with this John Maxwell 2 years ago. I went to Orlando and did that.
Makes total sense.
It was a life-changing experience. I met someone down there. You know, you meet people at events.
Yeah.
And the event's amazing, but then the relationships that you build every time with that.
Yeah.
Someone asked me a question that it's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing today. He said he was there at the John Maxwell event, and he was like, Jay, what would you do with your life? Because I just told him all these brilliant ideas I was going to compliment. He's like, that's great. I think you'll be great because you're either on too much Red Bull or you're just excited. And he's like, if you had $100 million, would you still do all of that?
It's a fantastic question.
I didn't have an answer, and that meant no to me. Mm-hmm. And it's the reason I'm here today. But I met that person at John Maxwell event. We were both there because we believe in learning and growing, and we were investing in this certification. I'm watching this right now. I've never read a book. I've never even thought about, or I know it all. Maybe my results have blinded me.
It's fair.
Right? Maybe I've gotten to that 7-figure level, and now I'm just trying to hold on to it, as Ed Mylett talks about. I'm just trying to hold on to everything I got, and I stopped doing what got me there. What's your advice?
If I look at extraordinarily wealthy individuals that exist and are fairly transparent in what they do, and Warren Buffett, for example, continues to invest, even though he's got enough, theoretically. Gary Keller continues to invest, continues to push himself forward. It's not about the money at this point, I don't believe. It is about the legacy. And it's about other things that come as a result of what that world looks like. I think getting back to you're growing or dying, if you're growing at a high level, you're going to get in relationships with other individuals. You're going to hire them. They're going to be part of your world, part of your team. Your growth becomes necessary to stay in business with those individuals. You've got to get your world bigger and bigger.
Because if they outgrow you,
of course,
they're out.
Absolutely. And that's okay.
It's a good video, too.
Unless you're the lid. It's John Maxwell again.
That's the law of the lid.
Yeah. Are you the lid for the people in your organization? Or are you going to constantly raise the bar so that you can continue to get what's important to you, and maybe more importantly, they're getting what they want along the way too?